I want to say congratulations, first of all, to Chairman Moran as the new committee chair. We've had the wonderful opportunity to work together for years, but it's great to have you in this role. And also, I don't see Congressman Dix, but to convey his thanks, or our thanks to him for his great work. Also, to be able to work again with Ranking Member Simpson, thank you so much for all that you've done. And all the other honorable members here. I have a unique privilege in that I've actually been to every one of the congressional districts in my work and had a chance to see the artwork, the arts organizations in each one of the congressional districts of each one of the committee members. I have some favorites, but I'm not going to say what they are. What I want to say also, if this is okay with you, is that I have given written testimony, and rather than read from that,
it'll be included in the record, and if you wouldn't mind summarizing, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, in the written testimony, the main point is that we are hoping that the committee would consider an increase for the National Endowment for the Arts, and the figure that we put forward is $180 million for fiscal year 2011 for the National Endowment for the Arts. There's a few key points that I would make, and then I'll amplify them, but they are this. The first is that I thank you, and we thank you, and those two words are not said enough, but we thank you on behalf of 100,000 nonprofit arts organizations in America for what you've done, because the money that is given to the National Endowment for the Arts is the fulcrum that leverages all the rest of the money in a $63 billion nonprofit arts industry. The second point that I would make is that the arts today are more important and necessary than ever in the United States. And we've submitted creative industries data for each congressperson here to show exactly what's going on in each of your districts in terms of numbers. The third point for me is that support for the arts in America, particularly right now, last year, this year, and going into next year, is at risk. It's not anyone's fault, it's the economy. But that economy, just like every other industry, affects our industry. Public sector dollars, private sector dollars, even earned income, ticket sales. It's a great industry, it's had huge growth, but like any other industry, it needs a little bit of a boost. You gave it last year with increases in the last 3 years, and you gave it with the economic recovery money as well. And then finally, I just want to point out that you, this committee in particular, and Congress as a whole, can make a big difference with a modest addition. Sometimes I don't think that the committee understands the power of what it has done over the last 50 years, 45 years actually. When the National Endowment for the Arts began 45 years ago, there were only 7,000 nonprofit arts organizations in America. The essential leveraging money that you've put in over those years and the ability to create a network, a web all across the nation has resulted in 100,000 nonprofit arts organizations. That's a growth statistic that any industry would find wonderful. And that does not include the fact that if you add in the for-profit businesses in America, it's according to Dun & Bradstreet, not Americans for the Arts, that's 668,000 businesses, nonprofit and for-profit, that are art-centric in the United States of America. So my thank you to you is on behalf of 86 national organizations representing literature and folk arts and visual arts, performing arts, ethnic diversity, that are all assembled today for National Arts Advocacy Day. And the theme is the arts build communities. The arts at the core as something that can actually advance community development. And I'm certainly seeing that as some of the things that that Chairman Landesman and the NEA are talking about as well. Our witnesses today, who I will call upon at a time, rural communities are represented like Chelsea, Michigan, and Minot, North Dakota. Urban areas like the great city of Philadelphia. The global community with a discussion about diplomatic, the use of the arts as a diplomatic strategy. And corporate support, how corporate support works with government to enrich the cultural life for all. What you did 3 years ago was to increase the budget by $20 million. 2 years ago, $10.3 million. Last year, $12.5 million, which brought it up to $167.5 million, almost to where it was when it was slashed over a decade ago. Our hope is that this year, with a 12.5 increase, it goes to a figure that represents, again, reaching that goal and just slightly surpassing it. Last year also, the $50 million economic recovery money was something that helped save jobs all across the country in the nonprofit arts sector. I think that you need to know that it worked. It worked dramatically. It's a story that I've seen told a number of times throughout the country in newspapers, where the NEA money, which was administered quickly and effectively, got out there, helped save jobs at the Idaho Shakespeare Theater, helped save jobs in Signature Theater at Arlington, helped save 22 arts organization jobs in Seattle, 16 nonprofit arts organizations across the state of Oklahoma, Broward County, jazz musicians there, and in Ohio, the Great Lakes Theater Festival, just to mention a few that happen to have connections to committee members. Real people, real jobs, real bills paid. Sometimes it's funny, people kind of think that that the arts and jobs in the arts are not the same thing, that this happens by magic or it is magic, but these people still have to go home and pay the mortgage and pay the bills, and you helped make that happen. All 50 states were affected, and I think that that is something that I saw go out with $16.8 million through the states, $4.8 million through the locals, and $25 million direct. Congratulations to the United States Congress for having done that. The arts are more important than ever. Last night, Mayor Joe Riley, who a number of the committee members know, 35 years the mayor of Charleston, spoke for our annual Nancy Hanks lecture. We had about 1,500 people in the audience, and he talked about investment in the arts and investment in design as something that he saw throughout the country with 800 other mayors create a better city for all citizens, create a better America for all Americans. Cost-effective solution through the arts to a lot of problems, or at least a partner in the solution to problems: jobs, economic development, community development, youth at risk, and so on. That's why the United States Conference of Mayors talks about the arts as one of the 10 things that they hope this administration will do to make for a better America and better cities in America. That's why the National Governors Association has a report out that says that talks about the importance of the creative sector for the competitive global economy. That's why the Conference Board of CEOs all across Fortune 500 companies in America has a study that says the arts equal creativity, and creative workers in the 21st century is what businesses want in America. The arts as part of the solution. The NEA plays a hugely important leveraging role in this. Not only directly, indirectly, the federal government has many resources that help the arts: HUD, education, transportation, and often the NEA impetus is what leads to leveraging dollars in those areas as well. At the state and local level, we have seen the great matching power of the NEA create almost $300 million worth of annual state appropriations, and that will be better when taxes are higher. And at the local level, we see that the previous LAA program with a 2-to-1 match was the great engine that leveraged almost $1 billion of local government support for the arts that still continues today. That program does not, and we encourage the subcommittee to work again on a formal re-granting partnership program to help arts organizations of all sizes in all communities. I could go on about all the other leveraging impacts, but you get the picture. The support is at risk, and it's at risk because nonprofit organizations get their money 3 ways. They sell things. Disposable income is down, so that's a little bit harder. They get private donations, 40% of their money. That has seen a slippage over the last decade, and in the last year down to 6.5%. And they get government money, 10% of their money, most of it from locals and states. But we have seen an overall diminishment by $1 billion. So finally, my point is, you can make a difference. 30 years ago, the NEA received 12 cents per $100 of non-military discretionary spending. Today, it's 3 cents per $100. And yet, today, we're in the middle of a creative industries economy We are at the start of recovery right now, and it makes sense to me to invest in this great engine of development. One interesting thing for me at Americans for the Arts here in Washington, D.C., we are seeing a foreign delegation every 2 weeks from China, from Brazil, from the Netherlands, from Russia, all in the last month. What are they here to learn from us? How does this great American system work, and how can they beat it to attract people to those countries to see their art? It's a time for us to make a small investment and have really big dividends. I want to simply say thank you for all that you've done.